Welcome back to the Sick and Successful podcast. I wanted to come back to you today and give you a recap on how I'm doing with my health, my weight gain from chronic illness, from medications, and kind of just like have a little bit of a chat, a little bit of a girlfriend to girlfriend conversation, because I think that's what you guys like the best. My weight gain update is one of my most viewed YouTube videos so far, although it was, one of the first ones that I put out, if not the first. I want to let you guys know where I'm at, and to be completely frank, there isn't much of an update. Yeah, there is, but not where I'd like to be. I would like to tell you that I'm down a bunch of weight and blah 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 blah. That's not where we're at. I had recently had a doctor's appointment, and we had a conversation about what my options are. I feel like I'm just jumping right into it and kind of giving you guys the story, because if you want to know more of what I'm talking about, or you want to know what's happened to me, why I've gained so much weight from medication, etc., go back and listen to episode 76. It's an update on my weight gain and Humira. If you're watching on YouTube, it's called just that, weight gain and Entyvio, and then there was a video a few years back about how it all started. So you can, maybe I'll put it up in the show cards here if my team can do that for me on the last video that you should watch. But in this episode today, I want to be really frank with you and honestly just like open up about how I'm doing mentally with all of this. I did that a little bit in my last video, but I want you to know that like when it comes to chronic illness, it really is, it ebbs and flows, and there are days where you feel invincible and there are days where you just feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulder. And I am the type of person that copes by kind of putting it to the back of my mind. So until I'm in a doctor's office and talking about the situation, I kind of try to forget about it. And that's why I'm turning this camera on, for you to hold me accountable, because here is where I'm at. So like I mentioned, I went to my doctor's office. We had a conversation about how quickly my weight has increased since losing my baby in March. So yes, I started Entyvio in January, but I have a theory that pregnancy, because a lot of people with in pregnancy go into remission in their disease, and I believe that the same thing, something happened with the hormones of holding off the weight gain in those 3 months that I was pregnant when I started Entyvio. So January, February, March, I was pregnant. And on Entyvio, and I didn't gain much, if any, weight. I just gained a little bit. And then as soon as I lost the baby in March, my weight just skyrocketed to literally 30 pounds, I believe, from that date to now. And I was finally in a place where I was really comfortable in my body, and I was confident, and I was feeling good, and I was working out. I wasn't working at the gym, but I was going for walks and becoming more active and just really excited. And this weight gain shot me back into a time of, if you're going to call it eating disorder, I was never diagnosed, but I was obsessed with what I was putting in my mouth, how much I was working out, the calories, the ins and outs, every single thing of it. And so where I'm at today, now that this weight gain has happened, is working really hard on my mental health and my state of mind so that I don't go back into that pattern. While also improving my habits as a human. And so that's what I wanted to come on here and talk about even more so, is that so many of us, there was a time where we dieted and we lost a bunch of weight, and there was a time where we worked so hard and we gained all these things, and there was these times in the past where we compare ourselves to the previous version of ourselves, and that can be really dangerous, because we're humans. We like patterns. We like, what's that word that I'm looking for? Routine. We like routine. We like patterns. And even if that's a detrimental thing to us. So as soon as the weight gain started creeping up, I noticed my brain being more critical of the foods that I was eating, more critical about how much I was moving in a day, or not in a day, actually, in a week, wanting to start CrossFit, wanting to start a gym, wanting to start kickboxing, like all of these things. And none of those things are bad for me. But what is important for me is recognizing that those are the start of a really unhealthy, mind-consuming, stressful, depressive episode. And so where I'm at today is improving my day-to-day habits, improving the foods that I'm eating, improving my choices, improving my mental state. So trying to do things that help me de-stress, trying to do things that make me happy, cutting out stressors in my life, being really, really enforceful with my boundaries, literally going to therapy, having a coach, like taking care of my mental health and adding good things into my day to day. So like going for walks when I need it, meditation. I have this thing called a swing. It's like, it's called a Swing Master. I'm looking right at it right now. It's on the floor, but you can get it on Amazon. It's a chi shaker. Chi as in the energy in your body. So you put your feet in this thing and it shakes your body. And for me, as if you know anything about human design, I'm a projector and I regenerate by just laying flat and doing nothing. And so this is a way for me to do that, lay down, but also have movement and get like the energy shaken out of my body. Dancing, intuitive dancing to music, listening to music that pumps me up, and really just trying to take care of my mental health. And now when it comes to my physical health, I am not proud to say that I am not really taking the most quick action. So, like I said, I went to that doctor's appointment. That was probably a few weeks ago. And we decided to take me off Entyvio. So I canceled my next Entyvio appointment and was supposed to go on Imuran and azathioprine. Is that the same drug? The big red drug and the big white drug. Imuran and Asacol. Yeah. Azathioprine. I think it might be the same thing as Imuran. You can tell how long ago I took those pills. I can hardly remember, but 2 medications that I was on years and years and years ago that really didn't do much for me. And my doctor's thought is that if we're going off of all biologic medications, because I don't have any other options, to go back on these pills to kind of keep the disease at bay instead of letting it get crazy again, where I'm going to need surgery. Knock on wood. That's a path I really don't want to have to take. But if I do, and we'll deal with that when we deal with that. So my problem is I lost the prescriptions for those medications and have never fulfilled them. So I am asking for your support to help keep me accountable. Send me a quick DM or something and ask me if I've done it, because I am honestly dreading going on those medications again. They made me sick. In my mind, they made me sick. I was on them for so long and my Crohn's was horrible. So that's where I'm at with that. I also have regular iron infusions at the moment. We're checking to see if I have actually a blood disorder, a genetic one, because my iron is always extremely low. Like anytime they look at my results, they're like, how are you walking and moving and doing anything besides just sleeping? So I've been going for regular iron appointments, but I am a month behind. So because I got sick with like a little bit of a cold, so I had to reschedule because they're done in a cancer care ward. So then I finally 2 weeks was coming up. I was ready to go the day before I got sick again. And that sickness has now lasted like 4 weeks. So I guess it's a month and a half that I've been waiting for an iron infusion. And I can seriously tell like it is affecting me not in a good way. I don't know much what else to say about the update. I recently went for a chiropractor appointment and they had one of those scales in the bathroom, you know, the scale where you stand on it and they moves it around. I'm sure Anastasia, my wonderful editor, will put one in here, but it's like, you know, the big clunky thing. And my weight was 202 pounds, which for me is a very uncomfortable weight. I like to sit around 170. That's where I feel super comfortable. 160, I feel like amazing. So yeah, I none of the weight has moved, which is a good thing. I was expecting it to continue getting higher and higher. It hasn't moved since my last update, I believe. I don't have a scale at home. That's something that I do for my mental health. I do not have a scale at home, or else I would be stepping on that thing on a day-to-day basis. I gauge how my body is doing by if my rings fit or not. That is how I know where I'm at, because once they get tight, that honestly sparks anxiety in me, and I know that things are getting worse. So that is kind of where I'm at. And I would say I'm not doing really, really bad when it comes to all this, but I'm not doing good either. I'm in the middle, and I feel like I owed you an update to know that like it isn't a quick fix. I'm trying a bunch of different things. I want to go to a natural path and get my hormones tested again. There's so much to do, but when you own a business and you're chronically ill, it feels like you're managing 2 full-time jobs. Does anyone resonate with me? Let me know in the comments below or in the DMs. Does it resonate with you that if you have a chronic illness or you have someone in your family that has a chronic illness and you're also managing your own business or even working a corporate job, whatever it is you're doing, it's just the thought of managing it all takes up so much headspace that you feel burnt out before you even do anything. That is 100% me, and it is the reason that all my health stuff kind of gets pushed to the back, because my business gives me joy. My business gives me fulfillment, happiness, like and endorphins. I love what I do. I love my clients. I love creating. I love putting out content. I love talking to y'all. I love helping you all grow your businesses. So that for me is in the forefront of my mind. And then the things that I hate, like booking iron infusions or like going and getting naturopath recommendations and all of these things, it just feels so much. One last thing that I wanted to touch on is clothing. Something that I've been doing that has really helped me this time around is, number one, I really like to have more of a minimalistic, quote unquote, type of closet. You might see me wearing similar outfits all the time. For work, I literally wear a white top or a black top. I have my closet section and I have a few pants that I wear when I'm working in the office, and then I have lounging clothes. What I'm doing is putting away the ones that really don't fit and that make me feel like a sausage and purchasing some bigger clothes. It has been said millions of times, and I'm sure you've read it all over the internet, but if you haven't heard it recently, our clothes should fit us, not the other way around. And I found that last time around when I gained all this weight from the medication, I tried to fit my clothes. I would try to get into things that used to fit and no longer did. And when this all started happening again, I almost started that same pattern. Because who wants to buy a whole new wardrobe? I have been working so hard to get my closet organized and pretty and everything in its own spot, and that closet that gives me joy, sparks joy, and I got there. And now I have to switch pieces out, but it's so much easier to do with a smaller amount in my closet. Everything's organized, everything's in its own little bins, which it never used to be. That it really, I believe, is helping my mental health and is helping me not spiral as much as I think I would if I wasn't taking care of myself in this way. So this is to anyone who is struggling with weight gain. It is not your fault. Really, honestly, if this is because of medication and this is because of your chronic illness, there isn't anything much you can do to lose that weight at this moment in this time. But what you can do is take care of your mental health. What you can do is take care of your joy. What you can do is purchase a few pieces of clothing even that make you feel comfortable, that make you feel confident, and get it, girl. Feel beautiful. Find what makes you feel beautiful. For me, putting on a face of makeup lately has just been something that's been bringing me joy. I've gone literally years without wearing makeup, obviously not literally, but I've gone years without wearing makeup on a day-to-day basis working from home. And lately I've enjoyed doing like a full face, and it makes me feel, when I look in the mirror, it puts a smile on my face. I literally don't see other humans most of the day, so I'm not doing it for anyone else except for myself, because it just makes me feel a little bit better in my skin at the moment when I can't control the rest of it. I'm really working on looking in the mirror and enjoying what I see. And so that's my tip for you, is to spend some time figuring out what those things are that you can do that help boost your confidence when everything else around you is kind of bringing it down. If you liked these updates, please let me know. It is something that I enjoy doing. I like talking about what's going on because we can relate, we can talk about it together. So yeah, give me a shout. I appreciate it. If you're having a good day, if you're having a bad day, I want to hear about it. Shoot me a DM on Instagram at for_the_success, SUCCESS. I want to chat with you. I appreciate you. Have a wonderful day. Mwah.